Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is gonna be possibly the start of a little series. I was really inspired over like spooky season and the holidays, where every year I talk about like all of the Halloween palettes in my collection and then all of the Christmas palettes in my collection. I was kind of like, you know, I have so many like categories of palettes, like different themes that I could like kind of group together and chat about, and we can kind of see all the palettes that I own in my collection under a specific category. So as long as you like this, I could potentially do this with more themes. I would prefer myself to have at least 10 palettes in any specific theme, or else it just really won't make much of a worthwhile video. But feel free to leave your theme suggestions. Like I've thought of like maybe doing animals. I definitely want to talk about my grungy garden palettes. I feel like I tried so many grungy garden palettes last year. I feel like that's just necessary. We could do like ocean and mermaid themes. Like there are so many themes that I could possibly do. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. In this one, as you've seen from the title, is gonna be based on like my galactic palettes. Anything that has more of like a galactic, spacey, stars, moons, even alien sort of theme, that's gonna be in this video. I have 10 here that I rounded up. I stared at my palettes for so long trying to make sure I didn't forget something. There are some things that I feel like could maybe have like a celestial vibe, but to me, like the names and the shade names and stuff like that didn't scream like galactic or spacey. They just maybe had like, you know, a blue purple color story. I really wanted to stick with palettes that the entire theme really encapsulated this kind of like alien space, nebula, stars, like that kind of thing. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to talking about these. I feel like this will help us walk down memory lane a little bit too, talk about some older things that have been existing in my collection. I would also love to know what palettes you have in your collection that kind of fit this theme as well. Before we hop into the video itself, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my channel by the time this video goes up. It's from a recent 3 Looks 3 palettes. And yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about these space themed palettes. I've always loved everything spacey and galactic and celestial and aliens and things like that. It's just so appealing to me. I think it's so cool and mysterious, and I love when eyeshadow palettes or makeup in general has this theme. So let's talk about these 10 that I've gathered, and let's just talk about all the spacey things. So first things first, the brand Kaleidos, especially in the old days, I feel like just in general captured like a very sci-fi spacey theme. You could arguably consider all of their original Futurism palettes part of this theme, but I specifically grabbed 3 that really honed in on the theme the most. First being the Astro Pink. I just can't with this packaging. Nothing has ever been cooler than these palettes. Like how cool would it be if they brought back a resurgence of these? Like I feel like they never will, because they have been like discontinuing these anyway. I feel like the makeup community would just be thrilled to see these kind of like brought back and expanded upon. At least I know I would. But yeah, the Astro Pink, I mean, in the name, Astro. We got some spacey stuff going on. The shade names are on this little paper here. So we have shades like Cosmos, Neptune, Nebula, Lightyear, Stardust, Lunar. Very spacey themes. The color story's pretty cute. I mean, it's really nothing like that wild and crazy, but we do have, especially these 4 over here, kind of capturing that very, you know, galactic bluish. I feel like blue, purple, pink is very galaxy to me. The 2 beiges, you know me, I'm running the war against beige. We didn't really need those, but it's still a really cool palette nonetheless, and definitely hones in on that galactic theme. The other Futurism palette specifically is the Lunar Lavender. This one is very much a kind of like space plants sort of a theme. Again, the packaging is just so cool. Like so pretty. Again, the shade names are on this little paper here, but we have things, you know, Nocturnal, Moonroof, Dreamscape, Midnight Flora, Wisteria, Crater Grove. So this theming is a lot more like, again, kind of plants meet something spacey. I love this palette. The different purple shimmers that are in here are so cool. This like duochrome purple is so special. I love the like cooler tone browns mixed with these purples. It's just so pretty. I can like vividly remember when I first got this palette and was trying it out. It made me so happy. This is still one of my favorite palettes from them. This one, Electro Turquoise, and the Flower Punk. Those are the three that are just like unbeatable for me from that brand. They're just so cool. But yeah, those are the two Futurism palettes specifically that I feel like really capture the space theme. And then of course the obvious one, Angelica's collab, Club Nebula. This was so cool. The first collab, and I think only collab that Kaleidos has ever done, actually. And then I'm pretty sure it was also Angie's first collab ever. Very spacey, Club Nebula. It's literally in the name. And this is what the inside looks like. It's very cool, very fun and funky. The shimmers that are in here are so fun. And we just have so many great names in here. You know, Astro, Nebula, Celestial, Nova, Red Giant, like so many spacey names. And it's just so cool, so cute. I love how bright and jewel toned it is. So many fun shimmers. This was a really fun one. This was iconic. I still own the deck of cards that came out alongside of this palette as well. Speaking of Angelica, her newest palette, the Galactic Visitor, absolutely fits into this theme as well. I'm actually wearing this palette today. Obviously, the entire theme is very like celestial aliens. Very cool. This color story is super fun. I love the kind of like half warm, half cool tone. I love these different arrangement of tones that are happening. Really, really pretty shimmers. I also feel like it's very much a cousin to her original Club Nebula palette. I feel like she kind of took her original concept and like kind of rebirthed it in a way. Like, you know, it's cousin. They're similar but different. So really, if you missed out on the original Club Nebula and you're itching for that kind of a color story, not that this is the exact same, but you could potentially scratch that itch with her newest palette and her brand. But so pretty, really pretty shimmers. I'm very impressed with the shimmers. Like, look how glowy that looks on my lid. The mattes blend so easy. And again, just the whole theming. We come in peace. It's just perfect. Space dust, saucer, beam, like all these fun, funky alien names. Like we have fun little like flying saucers and planets embedded on the shadows. It's just such a fun theme. Along similar vibes to that theme is Theresa's Dead's collab with Lethal Cosmetics. This is Theresa's Lethal. Theresa's done 2 collabs with Lethal. The first one was more like iconic horror tropes. This one was a lot more like alien spooky vibes. Again, we have the cutie desert with the alien saucer beaming something up. The inside looks like this. Very fun, funky, weird, super, super cool. It's giving like very old school like alien horror movies. It's very fun. But again, very fun, funky names. Like we have, you know, Plutonian, Space Trash, Area 52, like just really fun nods to alien sort of concepts. And it's just, again, perfect for this theme. I love this silvery shimmer. It is so cool and just reflective on the lids. Very, very fun. So yeah, definitely had to include this one in this category for this video. I have 2 from Oden's Eye that definitely hone in on that celestial sort of vibe. They're both part of the Soulmane 2 world. We have the original and then the Moonwish version. The original Soulmane looks like this, very bright, funky, colorful, super, super fun. And again, different like planets, celestial shade names like Mercury, Neptune, Deep Space, Nebula, Meteor, Solar, like all these very fun celestial names. This is a really fun palette. I can also vividly remember that one coming out. And then the Moonwish came out last year. This is kind of the sister to it, a little bit more moody and cool toned in comparison, but we still have those pops of warmth. I love the shimmers in this one. I'm just such a sucker for anything blue and purple, and this one makes me happy. Again, very fun shade names. Although I'm realizing in the first one, the first letter of each word is capitalized. In this one, it's all lowercase. That's funny. But we have like, you know, star, moon, crater, meteor. I think there's a meteor in this one as well. There's also another Mercury in here. And I think another Neptune. Whatever. Lunar eclipse, Pluto, like so many fun planets, celestial names. Super, super cool. This one has always reminded me of like a night sky with like, you know, stars peeking through those little bits of warmth. It's very, very pretty. Now, Lunar Beauty as a whole, very celestial theme. Like you could argue anything from Lunar Beauty has this theme, but out of the palettes that I personally own, one stands above the rest as far as like very in-your-face celestial vibes. And for me, that is the Eternal Eclipse. I will forever love this packaging. The like risen moon on it is always so cool. It's just so pretty. I got this as a gift years ago and I'm still forever grateful. It looks like this, very like blue, silver, pops of neutral in there. It's a very fun palette. I really like the shimmers that are in here. The silvers stand out so much. They are so cool. And again, we have really like celestial and lunar themed names like Meteor, Night Sky, Starry Eyed, like very celestial names, celestial theme with Eternal Eclipse. very night sky sort of color story. Very fun, very cool, very lunar. This is a fun one for sure. Oh, this one makes me so happy. This is the Simply Posh Aurora Lights. I could not talk about this palette in this video. The Aurora Borealis is like the most ultimate spacey celestial thing that occurs in our nature on planet Earth. Like, this is just the coolest thing. I hope to see it for myself one day, but it looks like this. So pretty. I'm such a sucker for a blue, green, purple sort of color story. The shimmers that are in here are outstanding, so shifty and gorgeous. Their newest palette is coming out very soon. It might already be out by the time this video goes up, and it is on its way to me, and I'm so excited. Their formulas are just so good, and I've been so impressed with this brand ever since I tried them a little over a year ago. But just all of these different names relate directly to like the Aurora Borealis, like phenomenon, night sky, brilliant, breathtaking, electric, magical, light show, surreal. Like, it's just all so perfect. This color story captures it perfectly. Oh, it's just so fun. So fun. And last but certainly not least, and honestly the first thing I thought of when I was first thinking of this video idea, it's the Nomad Cosmetics New Zealand Stargazing palette. Stargazing. It's in the name. And it's all over the cover. Very classic galaxy vibes, like the purpley, bluey pink. It's very cool. And then this is what the inside looks like. I love that we have kind of this Milky Way galaxy sort of embedding on it. We have like the planet over here and over here, some stars. Very fun. The Auckland Star Dome, Carina Nebula, Milky Way, Southern Lights, just so many nods to different like celestial things that occur around, you know, New Zealand. Very fun. Again, just very classic. Like, when I think of galaxy, I think of blue, purple, pink. I think of like, you know, middle school when we all wore like, you know, backpacks and t-shirts and all the things that have that classic, you know, galaxy print with stars all over it. Sometimes there was a cat for whatever reason. Like, galaxy cats were just like the quirky, weird thing to do. But this one kind of hones in on that pretty perfectly as well. And I just think it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that is my stack. Those are my picks. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any of these? Do you want any of these? What palettes do you have in your collection that you feel like really capture the like space and alien theme that I don't have? Like, I know Adept has one. I think it's called like the Alien something or other. So some of you might have that palette. I personally don't have that one. It is really pretty though. And I'm sure there are dozens and dozens more that I'm just not thinking of at this very moment. But I don't know. I think this is fun. It's fun to kind of like pick a theme and like see what you have in your collection that fits that theme. I feel like it can re-inspire you to use things. Like, I'm really itching to play with the Aurora lights again as soon as I possibly can. So that may be coming soon in like a full face of old makeup, or like an Instagram reel, TikTok, YouTube shorts, all that good stuff. I feel like I want to prioritize that because it is so pretty. But yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna leave you. I hope you had fun watching this. If you made it to the end, why don't you leave some space themed emojis? And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram on BATTYBEAN there as well. And you can also subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. You should also go into my description box and check out my second channel if you want some additional content. Also, you can join my channel memberships, also linked in my description box. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.